Hiya, you're right. Hi, everyone.
Hello and welcome to the Steve Kalis Show. I'm Steve Kalis and I'm joined by Kevin Harris. Kevin, are you okay?
Happy birthday to you.
Oh, thank you.
To you.
Thank you very much. Yes, today is my birthday. It's a celebratory episode. We are not joined by producer George because he's
doing mysterious things.
He's doing mysterious things. He's a traitor. He's a communist. He's up to who knows what. So it's just me and you today, Kev. Nice, cozy. Who knows what he's doing? Yeah, it could be anything. But it's just me and you, a cozy little episode. As you know, and listeners to the show now will know, we're on a new direction where the point of the Steve Kalis Show
We have a point. Yeah,
the Steve Kalis Show now is about our individual development and progress. I'm on a sort of wellness journey of fitness and mental wellness, and also an academic journey. I'm trying to educate myself. I'm trying to be a less stupid man. George and Kevin have their own quest to trying to be the best men they can be.
And we're just along for shits and giggles.
And yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's absolutely right. And they're here to support me. We're here to support each other.
Right, so in honour of the great Steve Kalis' birthday...
Presents! Wow. Thank you, Kevin.
That's quite all right. As you can see, skillfully wrapped.
Very skillfully wrapped, yeah. Thank you very much. I'll open the card first. Stevie. Or Steve. Stevie?
You say it's Stevie. I realised once I put the extra E on there that it
became
it's
Stevie,
no longer,
didn't it?
Yeah, it's no longer Steve.
Oh, cool card.
Everybody loves dinosaurs.
So for listeners, Kev's got me a Jurassic Park birthday card. It says, "It's your birthday, ready for adventure." To Steve, hope you have a awesome day. Have a great day. Love, Kev, Cars, and Harper. That's lovely, mate. Thank you so much.
Wow.
And send my love to your family as well. That's really sweet.
I will.
I'm going to keep that up there. Let's put it on display. Look at that. Cool card. And I'm just going to open the present, which is lovingly wrapped. Oh, yes. Oh, that's a very thoughtful gift, Kevin. Kevin has got me Matthew Perry's book, the memoir he wrote just before he died, Friends, Lovers, and the Big Terrible Thing. Thank you, Kevin. That's a really, really thoughtful present. That's fucking ace.
That's two you owe me.
Yeah, that's right. Shit, you're really showing me up here. There's a friendship debt now.
Yes, I'm enjoying this.
Oh, man, I'm tempted to scrap this whole thing and...
Just buy me off to read the book.
Yeah.
Thanks, mate.
Oh, wait, hey, thank you so much. That's a really, really lovely, thoughtful gift, Kevin. I really appreciate that.
I know.
I'm going to put that... Will that go up there?
Will
I
do.
can take it home with me?
It's going to fall at some point during the episode.
Or when I headbutt the shelf,
Yeah,
inevitably.
back.
Yeah. Oh, hey, Kevin, that was very thoughtful. I really appreciate that, mate. It's
quite
very kind of you. So, should we do nebulous questions?
I believe it's nebulous questions.
Nebulous questions. I got questions for you. I really should pay someone to write jingles for me.
Except you don't want to. You like it.
I love doing it. Yeah, I do love doing it. So, Kevin, you've got a nebulous question for us
I do.
today.
I came across this on the internet in the week, and it was: if you're born deaf, therefore never hearing any language, what language do you think in? What is your internal monologue?
Yeah, I know. I don't know. It's maddening, isn't it? Because isn't it weird that some people, the way some people think is abstract. They think in like shapes and pictures and.
I only found out that some people don't have an internal monologue.
It's one of the most harrowing discoveries I've ever made.
Should you just go through life with the volume off?
Yeah, well, I don't know because
And only hear what people say and other noises. There's no one going, "You should touch that."
Yeah, that's what, all day. Yeah, all day long in my head, I've got my own voice torturing
You should tell
me.
them to fuck off.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
I try. Yeah. That's it. My own voice is perpetually torturing me in my own head. But some people have just peace and quiet in their brain. I don't know. That's a frustrating question.
Because if you're taught sign language, do they see in like moving hands? In the back of their mind, do they see a set of moving hands? Going,
Yeah, it's funny because that's right. Maybe. So they've got like on TV, they've got the little interpreter in the corner.
Guy in the bottom going,
I honestly, I can't imagine for a minute what it must be like to be. I mean, if you've been deaf your entire life, no idea what sound is. I literally can't begin to fathom it. I have no idea.
well, would you rather lose sound or sight?
So would I rather be
I'd rather be
blind
deaf.
or deaf?
I'd have to see.
Deaf. Would I rather be
Death would be pretty terminal.
Death would be
I'd
was
rather
extreme.
not hear and be able to see.
Yeah, but then you can never.
Can you imagine never seeing what your child looked like as it grew up, or any of that stuff?
Yeah, but then like you would.
Whereas what you're annoyed with most of the time, the noise they make.
Yeah, that's
You're never
true.
annoyed about their
Yeah.
face. You just ignore what comes out of their face.
Yeah, but I believe that if there are ways where you could think, well, I sort of say I was to go, say it was the choice was from now.
Mm-hmm.
At least I knew what he looked like as like now, and I could build a sort of picture of it. If you were to go deaf from now, to never hear music again, most of my learning comes from audiobooks. But you could read the books, I suppose, it'd be more expensive. I don't know. Yeah,
Yes,
maybe
you
you're
could use
right.
those eye things.
Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe. Yeah, because I'd panic. I'd get anxiety. I don't like the dark. So
Oh.
yeah. So maybe
Could have led with that.
Yeah. So yeah, you're right. I don't like the dark.
Perpetual
so
lights off. Bad.
Nebulous questions. I got questions for you. I really should pay someone to write jingles for me.
Thank you very much, Kevin. That was Nebulous Questions.
It's nebulous as hell, wasn't it?
The next segment is what have we done this week? So, Kevin, what have you been up to this week?
What have we done this week? What have we been doing?
It's been a turbulent one, has it not?
It has. So I'm pretty sure that I contracted some sort of sickness bug on the Friday, got home from work, started strong with a Chinese takeaway, went downhill not long after that, spent most of the weekend vomiting,
Oh, no.
and then my daughter started vomiting and got scarlet fever. So myself, my partner and the child spent 5 days on the sofa
Oh,
trying to get a puking child to take on enough fluids to stay alive,
yeah.
which she was quite against doing.
Yeah.
I don't remember the other three being against living.
They make it hard work, don't
They
they?
took medicine when I asked them to, and they
Yeah.
like drunk when I asked them to. This one's like, no.
Yeah. So your daughter, for the listener, your daughter Harper is 3 years old.
Yes.
Is she? That's right. Yeah, 3. So she's unwell and trying to. And anyone with kids knows
Definitely
that.
got a bit of the tism.
Oh, really? All right.
Yes.
Yeah. And do you think is that making it?
Yes, that's entirely what it is.
Right. Makes it difficult to
Mm-hmm.
communicate with her well enough to tell her she needs some
Yeah,
medicine.
she won't have it. We have to physically try and wrestle it down her, and then all she does is throw it back up afterwards, so it becomes a moot point.
Oh, I see.
She
Yeah.
gets so worked up about it. She's all, and then it comes.
Shit. Well, it's hard, isn't it? Because it's very hard to explain how all these, because we only ever talk about our kids most of the time when we're fucking complaining about them, right?
It's true.
But it's so hard to explain to people that actually it's the best thing on earth. But like, it's almost like the difficult times are, luckily, the good times are great. The love is immense. So it just about makes up for how fucking agonizing it can be sometimes, how frustrating, how exhausting. You know what I mean?
It's very
It's,
much swings and roundabouts.
yeah, because you've got to be, and I know you felt this recently, and so did I. You've got to be mentally on top of your game in order to parent a kid who's not compliant. You know what I mean? Or a kid
Yeah.
that's ill a lot. and-
Why don't you want to live?
Yeah, it's hard work, isn't it? And I think we have you done anything other than
No, that's literally
vomiting?
all
Yeah.
we did, and sort of sleep here and there. So not one of us has a sleep pattern
Yeah,
worth a sausage at the moment.
yeah.
So we just we don't really speak to each other in the morning. We just stare at each other through tiny piss holes in the snow eyes. Morning.
Oh, I
And
see.
then by that
yeah.
time, it's time to go to work, and we eventually get to speak to each other in English in the evening.
That's what the other side of things that people don't see if they haven't got kids is your relationship's got to be tight, hasn't it? 'Cause if
Oh,
it's
yes.
not, then you can be some serious
You definitely
trouble.
find out if you like each other then.
Yeah, yeah. That's the ultimate.
And I'm
sort of
sure these
crucible.
people without kids will wipe their tears away with £50 notes and go over it pretty quickly.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh yeah, sounds great.
Yeah, well, that's it. But like for me, it's like we've had some trouble with Leo over the last couple of weeks as well. But it's always sort of okay. Me and Mish, we're much better because Leo's been so ill for so long. We're able to communicate about it okay without
I'm not going
arguing
to
too
pretend it's
much.
me. It's all my
Yeah.
partner. She's like
Mm.
some sort of, I don't know. She's just so much nicer than I am
Oh, yeah.
in every way.
Yeah.
So much more patience and so much more love and empathy and sympathy and everything.
Right, I see.
Yes, I wasn't gifted that as a child, so
Oh, you get to see it. Well, it's actually now it's a gift to you and your child.
it's great seeing it.
Yeah, sweet. So I have what have I done this week? So this week it's been a sort of pre-birthday celebratory thing. The week was spent.
How many of your family have birthdays this month, Stephen?
All 200 of them. And it's all fucking everyone's born around the same fucking time for some
But it's
reason.
definitely you, your partner, and your child.
My mother-in-law. Yeah, and so we've all got birthdays around now, which sort of takes the sheen off my glorious day a little bit.
One of those, are you?
Yeah, I am. Yeah, it needs to be special. But Misha's, my fiance's birthday coming 6 days before mine is a real kick in the dick.
Yeah, I must admit, I thought that when you went away this weekend, I thought, oh, fuck me, she's paid for her own weekend away, Steve. That's an all-new low.
Yeah, no, she. Yes, that's what we did. So Saturday we went to a little sort of pub restaurant in Dorchester, and we stayed there, the Frampton House or something I think it's called, and it was unreal. It's unreal. The rooms are gorgeous. The food's the best I've ever had. It was just, it was a really great time. And then, but other than that, I've just been sort of, learning things for the podcast and plodding along. I've struggled a bit with my mental health this week and my motivation. I came up with this sort of analogy for mental health, which I want to talk about on the show as well. I think sometimes depression, because for the most part I've got a solid handle on it, and I don't even acknowledge it most of the time because I've got shit to do, and I can't dwell in the boiler room of it for too long.
You haven't got time.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, and so what I find myself, it's like carrying one very heavy shopping bag back from the shop. Now it's annoying, it's heavy, and it's inconvenient, and depression just feels like that. Like for me now, like it's not stopping me. It's not really hurting me.
Just annoying.
But it's annoying as fuck. And I can't, I want to put it down, but then I can't, so I've got to carry this fucking shopping everywhere. I can talk to my fiance and she can grab a handle and help me lift the weight of the shopping bag. We can cook up some soup and prepare a nice noodle dinner. Maybe. Have I lost my way with my analogy a little bit?
Yeah. I know where you're going with this.
So it's like that. So like that's how it feels. When I become aware of my depression, it sneaks up on me, but I can see it coming from a long way away now. And at first, Lyme Regis was when at first I thought, fucking hell, it's here, and I've just been sort of ignoring it. And last week, it's been slowly rising up to the surface, and I've been able to analyze it and say, I feel shit. I want to cry. I feel very unmotivated. But try and sort of study it, you know what I mean? But it's like carrying a heavy shopping bag that you can't fucking put down anywhere, and it's annoying you, it's inconvenient, and you're miles away from home, your arms are tired, but you still got to get it back, otherwise your family won't eat. That's actually a really good analogy. I really turned that around in the end.
If you shorten it down to it's like a shopping bag that you can never put down.
No, I prefer the
long-winded,
beauty and
confusing. But yeah.
I prefer the beauty and the poetry of what I said.
Yeah. Which you would not be able to repeat.
No, don't distill my genius into these tiny things. It needs to be long-winded.
My entire reason for being on this podcast is
to distill my genius.
That's why you have me here.
That's what. So mentally, I haven't been quite with it, but I've still been reading lots of stuff, and I've been, which we'll talk about in the next section. So yeah, I've just been very clingy with Misha as well. I've been very sort of like, I'm vulnerable, but not telling her because I'm a man. So
just following around going, oh.
Yeah.
What, Stephen? Leave me alone.
following her from room to room.
Yeah, every time she turns around, it's you or Leo.
Yeah, just annoying my fiance. Really, that's what I've been doing this week.
Another nod to the ever-suffering Misha Burney.
Yes, bless you, Misha. Thanks. We went to lunch at a place we usually go to, and it was fucking, the service at this place is the worst.
Yep.
Anywhere on
Without
earth.
fail.
Yeah, it's awful. They're rude. They hate you. And I was.
My favourite is, sorry, we're all fully booked, and you physically look around the woman to the 80+ free seats on one side.
Yeah. The minute you go into this place in Yeovil, let's actually make this a section. But I won't name the place, but I do want to. I'll get people to guess. That'd be an interesting thing.
Yes. Guess the shithole.
So the Misha guess the shit. This is a game that me and Kev just invented. It's called Guess the Shithole. Me and Misha went for lunch today at a restaurant in Yeovil. Should you call it a restaurant? It is a restaurant, I suppose, isn't it? Not like a pub. It's a restaurant, isn't it?
Restaurant stretch, but yeah.
Yeah, Me and Misha went to a restaurant today in Yeovil, and we go there a lot but there's a price to pay that isn't financial. The food is good and cheap, but the service is amongst the worst on planet Earth. And I'm talking about like
Towers level of shocking.
Yeah, I'm talking about like, it's better. It's worse than say you go to Somalia and try and buy coffee from pirates. It's that sort of level of like heinous. And so you go into this place in Yeovil. The staff hate you. The minute you get in there, you've inconvenienced them because they've got to do what they've got to do. They're rude. They are just incompetent for the most part. They don't write your order down, then forget it. It's just we have this experience every time. But the food is good and cheap. The food is amongst the best you can buy for that money. But the service is
I would
the
rather
worst.
spend the extra money.
Yeah, well, from
and
now
get
on,
what I actually want.
well, it ruined my sort of birthday lunch today, so we won't go there again.
No.
But the breakfast is so good there. It's a complicated one. Yeah, so it's a travesty, this place. So people of Yeovil, hometown where we live, guess that shithole.
Yeah.
And so I was grumpy for my birthday lunch today, which made me feel guilty. I tried to explain to Misha because I'm quiet because otherwise I'm gonna fucking upturn some tables and tell people shit they don't want to hear. You know what I mean? I'm just in a really mood about it. So, but let's move on from it. So that was that was
Guess the shit.
Guess the shit.
Right, a jingle for that, fuckers.
That was good. The next section is what have we learned this week?
Ooh.
What have we learned this week? Learning stuff is cool.
So, Kevin, what have you learned this week?
I very briefly learnt because my brain has not been what you would call functional.
Yeah, I would understand if
And the only
nothing
adult
was
I spoke to for 5 days was my partner.
Right,
We mostly
yeah.
just grumbled at each other.
Right, I see. If the answer to this is not very much because I've been half dead,
Yeah,
I will understand.
but
Right.
it's so obviously we've been on a bit of a space voyage, haven't we,
Oh, yes.
recently? So obviously my algorithm's full of that sort of jazz.
Excellent.
And I learnt about a thing called Boots Void, which is a
Right.
large part of space where there is nothing.
Right.
This does happen in the universe, but it tends to be because galaxies get so close that they start to pull stuff away, gravity sort of, and it clears little areas around them.
Right.
This one is so big that if I were to drop you in the middle of it,
Yeah.
you don't see anything.
Oh, I see.
Because
Just
there's
no
nothing
stars.
within like
no.
200 million light years
No
in
s-
any direction.
Right. That's fucking
So
terrifying.
you see nothing,
God.
just the void.
Yeah.
But unlike the others, it's not caused by gravity. So they're trying to work out what's actually caused it
Yeah.
to be. It's like, I can't remember. I'll send you the link.
So it's
but
like a
it's something like 10 times the size of the Milky Way galaxy, easily,
Jesus Christ.
all the way around.
And if you were to say sit on a rock in the middle of it, you wouldn't see stars. You wouldn't see anything. It's just total
because
blackness.
the amount of
and,
time it would take light to
yeah.
get to you.
That's crazy. Wow, that's fucking
That
So when
for a
you-
dead person for most of
Oh,
the week.
excellent. So you sent me the link, and I thought it was fascinating. I still need to
I want to
explore it,
find
but-
more on it.
yeah, but it's terrifying because it's analogous to like, I suppose, voids like that, especially like this. We always, but voids are very poetic. The void, the abyss, and to have a literal, seemingly endless voice if you're
Of nothing.
playing if you're in the middle of it, it would be an endless void of nothingness. It's a terrifying reality, isn't it? So yeah, that's really interesting, Kev. I appreciate that
No
contribution. I've still been on the space thing. I haven't quite finished with my.
There's a lot of
astronaut.
space to be.
There's a lot of space I haven't quite
To
learned
quote matey
all there is to know.
quote matey from Armageddon, I'm begging your pardon, but it's a big ass guy.
Exactly. Yeah, that's very good. Yeah, that's it. And so I've spent the day harassing what remains of the Armstrong family to try and get an interview, but they have been less than responsive.
Have you tried good old Buzz? If you're going to get an interview about the moon,
Yeah, I know,
Buzz is your
yeah.
man. I know.
Yeah, no, I know. But problem is like,
And he's met Transformers, so
yeah, that's cool.
You
man,
know.
Christ. But so it's very hard to. I'm currently in the process of trying to contact real life astronauts so that we can end this sort of spacefaring section by talking to someone who
is
actually knows.
this why you were on Tim White's?
Well, yeah, this is why I've been literally talking to, or trying to spamming astronauts for the last 3 days, just trying to get an interview. But so the specific stuff that I've been learning about is I watched the movie Apollo 13. Whoa, that's the first one I've watched.
Great movie.
A banger. And so I started learning more about Jim Lovell, who was the commander. and the whole sort of cataclysm that happened in space. But from what I've been learning about the Apollo missions, disasters were fairly sort of common.
I think what we can learn about space exploration as a whole is disasters are pretty common.
Yeah, it's a history of, oh shit, what do we do now? Because it's unforeseen issues.
Or they see it and don't think anything of it, and then they notice it when it comes back in and disintegrates.
Yeah, that's it. And I think it was the. Sometimes I'm getting confused with the Apollo 1 and Apollo 13. So Apollo 1, the issue was because that's the one where Gus Grissom and the other two astronauts asphyxiated and burned to death on the launch pad, and that was because electricians that had been coming in and out all day had worn the electrical wires, and the pod they were sat in was pure oxygen.
Yes.
And so one spark on this now knackered wire essentially torched him.
Yeah, and if I'm right, you couldn't open the door from inside at that point, could you?
Yeah, that's it. And totally trapped. So it was fucking. So obviously they had to redo everything. So by the time Apollo 13 came around, it was actually pretty distinct. It was pretty good tech, and I can't remember what the actual issue on Apollo 13 was. I think it was something to do with. It was some kind of faulty leak. It was a leak, wasn't it? Something was leaking.
It's a faulty regulator or one small part that didn't cost a lot of money.
Yeah,
just happened to not enjoy the cold.
Yeah, and then they were heartbreakingly, Jim Lovell never got them to just go to the moon, stand on the moon, and
the moon.
That's it. Yeah. So if for people who are interested, because I'm still reading First Man, which is Neil Armstrong's biography. And he's just, I won't say it every single week, but he's just the coolest man ever
And
lived.
mysterious.
He's very quiet, very reserved. He's the opposite of Buzz Aldrin.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Buzz
This
is like,
the
have I told you
anti-Buzz.
I've been to space? Which,
Yeah.
to be fair, he mocks himself, doesn't he? He mocks himself in...
He plays a parody of himself a lot, doesn't he?
in things like the Big Bang Theory and
That's
stuff
right.
like that.
Yeah.
He completely rips himself. But I can't recall actually seeing Neil Armstrong on TV or anything.
There's a couple of rare interviews that he did. One is when he's just a few years before he died, was very old, but still very strong. But the things that I was exploring about him was aspects of his life, like the amount of loss that he suffered before the Apollo 11 mission, before going to the moon. His 2.5-year-old daughter died. He lost his friends with the astronauts from the Apollo 1 mission. He lost 2 other friends in flight airplane crashes, and so just constant loss after loss.
I can't believe the other two got in the fucking ship with him. I'd have been like, no,
Oh,
you're good,
yeah,
bye.
yeah.
No thanks.
This guy
Not
is
you,
cursed.
mate.
But his house burnt down, and all of his possessions got burnt down. And one of the astronauts, something white, who helped save his family from the fire, was one of the astronauts that died in the Apollo 1 mission as well. Oh, I keep meaning to talk about this. So if I was a billionaire, this is what I would be doing right now.
Mm-hmm.
The lunar lander that left Apollo 11 and landed on the moon and guided Buzz and Neil to the moon. They then got back into, rejoined Michael Collins on the main vessel, and then they detached the lunar lander. Now, it was assumed that it crashed onto the moon and disintegrated, whatever. But as a scientist now that has done the calculations and believes the lunar lander is still in orbit around the moon. Now, if I was a billionaire, I would be thinking,
Collect that shit.
I'm going to get it. Can you imagine? That's like one of the most key things in human history, key human artifacts. And I would be going to get that and bring it back, because that would be there's some people that believe if you can just figure out the right angles, you'd be able to see it still through a telescope, but no one's been able to find it just yet.
Right.
But the lunar lander might still be
I was always disappointed because as a child I thought by now there would be things that happened on the moon on a regular basis, but you realise there's nothing there. There's nothing for us there.
No, it's pretty
Because if
barren.
there was, we'd be up there stripping it right now.
Yeah, there's no resources, there's no financial gain to be had by going there. There is. You could
just
build a base there.
episode in this.
Yeah, 100%. Oh, well, that's the other thing. It's that exactly what it was. It was a big fuck you to the Russians. But also, it's like nowadays they think actually it'd be really handy to build a lunar base there to then propel us to Mars. It would just be an easier place to set off from. There's some evidence that the moon was once habitable with water and oxygen. All these craters you see are just where it absorbs a lot of the sort of meteorite impacts for us and stuff.
It's like our own little defense system.
Yeah. So it's just cool as fuck. And so anyway, so the point of all that was that Neil Armstrong for me he's just become one of my heroes. I just think someone who's been like he fought when he was like 19, 20, he fought in the Korean War as a pilot and had umpteen confirmed kills, and then became a test pilot for some of the most dangerous and powerful jets on Earth, and then became an astronaut, and then after that went back to being an engineer and teaching, and he's just a really cool guy. So I'm still all about Neil Armstrong at the minute, but the next episode will be the last, and then I'll move on to a new subject. So I've been learning about Neil Armstrong and space.
What have we learned this week? Learning stuff is cool.
What's hardest geezer?
Oh, right. Yeah. Have you seen this YouTuber?
No.
So, hardest geezer. I can't remember the dude's real name, but basically he is he's an ultramarathon runner and stuff. He's just crazy. So the hardest geezer on YouTube is running the length of Africa.
Oh, yes. I know him. I follow him on Twitter.
Yeah. So he has to do the equivalent of a marathon every single day.
When he isn't getting held up.
When he isn't being held up by guns or having
his passport taken off him.
Yeah, because he's just yesterday got confirmation that he can get into Algeria, which he's having real trouble with. So he's going to be the first human being to run across Africa. I think that's fucking cool.
I'd like to also point out he's white and ginger.
White, ginger, yeah. and
he's running across Africa. That alone is fucking super.
Yeah, the dude is just nails. I think he's really impressive, and I want him to succeed at this. I think it's just the coolest thing ever. I think because when we're in the trend at the minute on this podcast of admiring people doing incredible things, and he is very much in that sort of mold. If he can do it, that's a tough motherfucker. Yeah. So Kev, shall we call that a day?
I just want to plug this. This is my baby. This is what I'm involved with. This is what I do. Please listen to me. Please.
Yeah, and especially go to Spotify.
Yes.
Click follow. Leave us 5-star reviews so we can do this and waffle at each other all the time.
Yeah, I mean it's for you, really. It's not for us. We do it for you.
Yeah, that's it. Your entertainment. So from me and Kev, I just want to say bye.
Bye.
Hiya, you're right. Hi, everyone.